Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudeva, Jai Gurudev. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Padibha Jagacharya Astutarasita Shri Srimad Divine Grace Iskcon Founder Acharya Jagadguru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Padibha Jagacharya Astutarasita Shri Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Guru Vaishya Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridasa Kura Ki Jai. Prem Guha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyamakam Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganges Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. Glory to Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padya Krishna. Tayi Bhutale Srimati Bhoti Trita Shanti. Namaste Krishna Guru Parashitanya. Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Bhoti Trita. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Praisha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevayam Bhagavati Uttama Sloki Bhaktir Bhavastinai Sigin Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumilitan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagono Lolita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Prisavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sandubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanubhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Kantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 28. Puranjana becomes a woman in the next life. Text number 47. Atmanam sochati dinam Atmanam sochati dinam Abandum viklava shubhi Abandum viklava shubhi Sanab asitya vipine Sanab asitya vipine Sushanam prarurudasan Sushwadam prarurudasan Atmanam sochati dinam Abandum viklava shubhi Stanavasitya vipine Sushranam prarodasa. Sanabhasacha vipine Sushraram prarodasa. Matajis. Atmanam sochati dinam Abandum prakavashubhi Panab Asicha Bipine Sushadam Prarodasa Atmanam about herself. Sochati lamenting. Dinam wretched. Abandon without a friend. Viklava broken-hearted. Ashrubihi by tears. Stanau her breasts. Asichia waiting. Vipine in the forest. Shuswaram loudly. Praroda began to cry. Sa she. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Being now alone and a widow in that forest, the daughter of Vidarbha began to lament, incessantly shedding tears, which choked her breasts, and crying very loudly. Please repeat the translation. Being now alone, and a widow in the forest, the daughter of Vidarbha began to lament, incessantly shedding tears, which choked her breasts, and crying very loudly. Purport. Figuratively, the queen is supposed to be the disciple of the king. Thus, when the mortal body of the spiritual master expires, his disciples should cry exactly as the queen cries when the king leaves his body. However, the disciple and spiritual master are never separated, because the spiritual master always keeps company with the disciple as long as the disciple follows strictly the instructions of the spiritual master. This is called the association of Vani words. Physical presence is called the Vapu. As long as the spiritual master is physically present, the disciples should serve the physical body of the spiritual master. And when the spiritual master is no longer physically existing, the disciples should serve the instructions of the spiritual master. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 47 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 28, entitled Puranjana Becomes a Woman in the Next Life. Hare Krishna. Being now alone and a widow in that forest, the daughter of Vidarbha began to lament, incessantly shedding tears, which choked her breasts, and crying very loudly. Srila Prabhupada said this is how a disciple should feel when the spiritual master physically disappears. Disciples should cry. One will cry if we have feeling for the person. We cannot have feeling for a person and we cannot cry. If you have feelings, you will cry because you feel the absence of the person. It's compared to a woman and the king. The woman represents the disciple and the king represents the spiritual master. There is an eternal relationship between a bona fide spiritual master and a bona fide disciple. We sing every morning, Chakshudan Dilo Je Janme Janme Prabhu Say. The relationship we have with the spiritual master is eternal. Of course, that relationship is the spiritual master who gives you prema. Either a diksha who gives or a shiksha who gives. The one who gives you prema is your eternal spiritual master. The relationship is permanent here and in Goloka. That spiritual master, while he is here in this material world, but physically, it's a duty for us to establish relationship. The relationship is based on the quality of the service which we render to the spiritual master. The service which we render and our loyalty to the spiritual master. When a disciple is loyal and obediently executes the instructions of the spiritual master, as Prabhupada said here, however, the disciple and spiritual master are never separated because the spiritual master always keeps the company with the disciple as long as the disciple follows strictly the instructions of the spiritual master. One who has an official relationship with the spiritual master or a managerial relationship with the spiritual master will not have feelings when the spiritual master disappears physically, not feelings, because the relationship is not spiritual. It's based on management, which is material. Management is not perfect. And superficial relationship, or those who do hero worship, would not have good relationship with the spiritual master. Hero worship is different from Guru Puja. They're not the same. So bona fide disciples who have established the relationship with the spiritual master through sincere service. Sincere service is service which is done without motivation. It is done to please the spiritual master. The motivation is to please the spiritual master. And it's loyalty. Loyalty means one is obedient to the spiritual master by following his instructions. It is said in the fourth canto here, many places here in fourth canto, particularly to Prithu Maharaj, he carried the instruction of the spiritual master on the head. It means it is executed. One who executes the order of the spiritual master will establish a connection. When one is thinking about the spiritual master, one is meditating on the spiritual master, looking at the activities of the spiritual master, which make you to have him as your spiritual master. That qualities that you see, that makes you to say, this is my spiritual master. That quality should be glorified, should be meditated upon. Disciples who do this, who have this kind of relationship, they will establish a connection. And that connection is eternal. It is not a mechanical connection. It is a spiritual connection. For those disciples, there is no separation, because the connection is spiritual, it's not material, it's not the body. The body is temporal, but the spiritual connection is eternal. Our activities for the spiritual master is eternal. Actually, we are practicing what we are going to do eternally in the spiritual world. This is a training ground. We are practicing, we are learning our eternal occupation with Krishna, with the spiritual master. And that relationship has to be established here. Those who have managerial relationship will not last in the movement. When the spiritual master is not here, we will be having our mind as our deity, not the spiritual master. And we will not survive, we will not last. All along, the spiritual master has been covering us by his physical presence, not by his spiritual activity. So it is very, very important for us to understand how to develop this connection. So we wrote that book, A Spiritual Connection, to teach devotees how to establish a relationship with the spiritual master. In actual sense, this movement is, if you look very carefully, the first thing you do in the morning is what? The spiritual master. Right? After that, the next program is what? The spiritual master. Guru Puja. The next one is what? The spiritual master is going to speak the philosophy of the scripture. The whole thing is based on the spiritual master. He is the one to train us to understand Krishna. So he is said to be the representative of Krishna. He is the representative. The representative is one who carry the potency of the person we represent, that he represents. Who carry the potency, who carry the message. So we use the word his divine grace, because he's carrying that potency to distribute. So our responsibility is to have the connection. It's like you can have a house and all electrical things perfectly done. All the fitting, all the electrical things perfectly done. If it is not connected with the powerhouse, you will not have current. The light will be everywhere, but the light will not be in the house because the connection is not made to the powerhouse. So one can be in the movement for years, for lifetimes. If we don't have connection with the spiritual master, we are on our own. And speculation will be our guide, or the deity, speculation. Because the spiritual master has not given the real training that will make one to become qualified to understand the message of Krishna, the message of Godhead. So he said here, one should cry when the spiritual master leaves the body. One should cry. Cry for the pain of separation. We're not crying because the spiritual master have died. That is not why we're crying. Non-devotees, they cry because the person, the thing they love has left, died. We are not crying because the spiritual master have died. We are crying because we are missing the physical association of the spiritual master, who have been training us like a father, who have been guiding us as a father. Missing that association, devotee cry. In appreciation for missing the association. In appreciation, the devotee cries for missing that. Because when the spiritual master is physically present, he has a lot of influence in the disciples. When we look carefully about our system, you see the spiritual master have influence on the disciples, for those who are connected. We saw how Prabhupada influenced the disciples so much, so that they make very fast advancement. That is the proof of a bona fide spiritual master. And Prabhupada mentioned, after initiation, there should be a significant change in the life of the disciple after initiation. There should be a change. There is a significant change in the life of the disciple who have been initiated. It is not the same because the load had been taken off our head by the spiritual master. The spiritual master gives you the bead. He's giving Krishna. And when we are accepting Krishna from the spiritual master, he takes the load from our heads. That is his duty. And he gives the training by speaking regularly. Why the spiritual master speaks is to destroy the ignorance in the heart of the disciples. That is the purpose, to establish Krishna in the heart by destroying ignorance. Therefore, it is our duty to carefully listen and hear the message the spiritual master is giving. The message is Krishna in sound that he is distributing. So it must be potent to be able to destroy the ignorance. Sutta Goswami offered respectful obeisances to Sukadeva Goswami in appreciation for what he is. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the powerful son of Jasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami, who has the ability to enter the heart of the audience. Sukadeva Goswami didn't enter the heart. He entered the heart through the words, through his powerful speech. Means he can destroy the darkness in the heart of the audience and reveal Krishna, because Krishna is there in the heart. That's his spiritual master. Seeing the activity of a bona fide master in one's life, one should be missing the spiritual master. And that will manifest through the tears. One who does not cry, means there is no connection with the spiritual master. There is no connection. One who has connection, the tears of appreciation will come. So it is not moroseness, it's not sadness. Because being morose or sad is the mode of darkness. It is ignorance. Lamentation, a mode of darkness. A disciple is crying, not lamentation. It's appreciation for what the spiritual master has been doing in his or her life. It's appreciating that. Because it is not a lamentation, it's not ignorance. The disciple will not forget his duty, because this is the time to prove what we have been learning from the spiritual master when he was physically present. When he physically disappeared, it is the time for us to prove what we have been learning. What kind of disciple we have been all along, when the spiritual master is physically present, what kind of disciple we are, be shown after he has physically disappeared. What we will do after that. One who has heard attentively and followed will be empowered by the spiritual master that he will prove to the spiritual master, he will prove to others. He has been a faithful follower of the spiritual master by his of activities. How we are going to perform our Krishna consciousness after that. Are we going to close down the mission? Or we are simply just going to maintain what the spiritual master has given? Just maintaining what the spiritual master has given is a failure, it's not a success, because maintenance is Maya. Krishna consciousness is a dynamic process, means constant improvement. This is a movement. We say Hare Krishna movement. Movement means we have to move. If we don't move, Maya will move us. And it's happening. Maya is moving everybody. You cannot stay in one place. Maya is moving so many devotees. Why? Because we are not hearing the spiritual master properly. Because we are not following properly. Because we have not established a connection. When the physical presence is not there, we will not function. No, we should function. Yes, Prabhupada said, this is called the association of Vani. We are following his words. The spiritual master is there in his word. The instruction will be ringing in our ears. It will be ringing constantly in our ears. For those who have heard properly, all the instruction will become live. And we'll be executing that. Execution of the spiritual master's order keeps us live. It gives life. It gives strength. It brings purification. It brings empowerment. So when one is empowered, we can represent the spiritual master perfectly. This is wanted. This is needed. Yes. So, after one cries for the separation, now it is time for us to demonstrate what we have learned from the spiritual master. We're going to expand it, become a bona fide representative of the spiritual master, that other people will be seeing him in our lives. Our gurus should be seen in our lives. This is how we'll continue. It will not end. Lamenting seriously, oh, now that the Guru had disappeared, what to do? There is no hope again for anything. Then my life is gone. That is for the disciples who have not listened perfectly. For those who listen perfectly, yes, they will say, yeah, this is the time for me to act, to expand what the spiritual master has established. That is what we are seeing here. Yes. As long as the spiritual master is physically present, the disciples will serve the physical body of the spiritual master. And when the spiritual master is no longer physically existing, the disciples will serve the instructions of the spiritual master. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? Yes, brother. Yes. Yes. I have not read that. No, no. His person cannot be forgotten because it's not material. And those who have associated with him spiritually will also not forget. Will remember everything and execute it, the order. That is Vani. Executing the instructions. If you have forgotten, how can we execute it? It cannot be forgotten. Only for those who have not been a good disciple, they can forget and they can live. When a spiritual master leaves, he leaves the physical presence. He didn't carry the spiritual potency with him. He leaves it with his disciple whom he has empowered to represent him. So while the spiritual master is here, although he has so many people he's preaching to, he has only a few people that he's talking to. Only a few people he's talking to may have good audience, big audience, but only a few people. Because not everybody hears. Only very few people hear. For example, when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, he didn't speak Bhagavad Gita in the house, not in the room, not even in the Pandavas' camp. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita in between Arjuna and Dhira. Krishna was in the middle. Arjuna is here, Dhira is here. Krishna is in the middle. And he spoke Bhagavad Gita. Dhira didn't hear one word. Only Arjuna had. Only Arjuna had everything and he executed his duty. But Dhira didn't hear. Therefore, he failed. Similarly, the spiritual master is speaking publicly. Only very few people will hear. And those who hear, they will practice and become perfect. Those who do not hear, they will not practice, there's no perfection. So there's no forgetfulness. All right? Yeah. Yes. There's no mic. Okay. Thank you. Just wait. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Sometimes we say we are not so frequently we can do the concept of spiritual master because of some distance we are staying, and great spiritual master through some counselor or mentor by doing the service are able to come. So in this way, how we can feel that connection with spiritual master?
In the purport, it is mentioned that all the spiritual master is physically present, we should serve his form. And when he is not physically present, we serve his instruction. But we have seen that majority of us are serving very far distant places from the spiritual master, with the counselors and the other leaders. So how can we feel the presence of the spiritual master while we are not close to the spiritual master physically? The spiritual master is not a physical person. The services which we do is not material. Prabhupada told one of his disciples. You are chanting Hare Krishna in America. I am chanting Hare Krishna in India. What is the question of separation? We are connected. So if wherever you are, either you're in Brahmaloka or you're inside the water, on the earth, below, if you are conscious of your spiritual master, this service I'm doing is my connection with the spiritual master. You are connected. It doesn't have to be physical. That, okay, some devotees, they have this mentality. The only service I have for my guru is to cook for him. Only cooking. I want to see you gurus who eat 58 preparation. Then, that is not service. That is not the only service. One can serve the spiritual master in many ways. Prabhupada said, devise many ways to expand Krishna consciousness. He didn't say one way. Prabhupada said many ways to expand Krishna consciousness. You can serve the spiritual master in many ways. The service is the heart. If one is preaching to the professor and thinking, I'm the best person in the world, you think the spiritual master will be affected by that? Someone is doing all that, oh yes, in this movement, I'm the one maintaining the organization. That is not service. It is our ego we are demonstrating. But somebody, a simple devotee, very simple devotee, sweeping the floor or cutting vegetables, whatever, and in the mind is thinking, oh, my guru is seeing what I'm doing, and he's going to give me blessings. This I'm doing is for him. You are thinking of the spiritual master. You are connected with the spiritual master. Advaita Charya, he called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Advaita Charya told my Lord, I want some benediction from you. Yes, you called me, so ask me for anything. Ask me. Advaita Charya said, my dear Lord, people are very proud of their education. Aristocratic family, their beauty and wealth. Don't give them prema. But the mlechas, yavanas, pulindas, kasas, abiras, who feel themselves very lowly and they are chanting your glories, give them prema. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yes, let it be as you said. Right? It is the heart. Don't push any way out of the way because you are the best. Don't do that. That is not service for Guru. It is false ego. We are demonstrating our passion. It is not bhakti. Bhakti is inclusive. It will accommodate everyone. So the spiritual master will see among the disciples who have been training, who is mature, who is very serious, whom will I empower that when I'm not physically here, he's going to carry everything on. He will look and check for those ones, and those ones he will empower to represent him. Not those who have big positions, power, and fame. They may not have prema from the spiritual master. Bhakti has a formula, and you must follow the formula. If you don't follow the formula, you will not succeed. Yes. All right? Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes. Bona fide, sir. Okay. Yes, the question was, and Prophet said you should follow strictly. So sometimes we forget. Because of so many reasons. So many reasons. And also we mentioned about a bona fide disciple. Who is a bona fide disciple? That was the question, right? The first instruction, the first and foremost instruction of the spiritual master is what? Chant 16 rounds, minimum 16 rounds without fail every day. That is the first instruction, it is famous. In all circumstances, if we are a bona fide disciple will never in any condition fail to chant 16 rounds. Either in good health or in a bad health, he will chant 16 rounds. That's the bona fide disciple. A bona fide disciple sees his or her spiritual master constantly. A bona fide disciple will never feel my spiritual master is not here, I'm alone. He never feel like that. Bona fide disciple sees his spiritual master always with me. My Guru is with me here. He knows what I am. He knows what I'm doing. Therefore, I cannot do otherwise. That's a bona fide spiritual disciple. Bona fide. He is the shadow of the spiritual master. It's a bona fide disciple. Yes. He never forgets the instruction given to him or her by the spiritual master. Because that is his guiding principle. He keeps the law, just like we keep a mirror to see our face. A bona fide disciple keeps the instruction of the spiritual master to see, this is what I should do. This is what Prabhupada did. The instruction given to him, go and preach to English-speaking country. He didn't forget it. He took his time to prepare to execute the duty. He didn't forget. Whatever thing he was doing, it was just a preparation to execute his duty. And eventually he did it. That's a bona fide disciple. He knows the heart of the spiritual master. A bona fide disciple knows the heart of the spiritual master. When the spiritual master says something, he understood perfectly what he meant. That's bona fide. It's empowerment that he gets. Like Rupa Goswami was empowered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like he knows the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya will say something. Rupa can give purport to it perfectly. That's a bona fide disciple. So, a bona fide disciple cannot forget the instructions of the Spiritual Master, because he listens. He is very attentive. He knows that my spiritual master is my life and soul and my worshipable deity. To constantly meditate on the deity. All right? Yes. That's the only volume? That's the last volume?
Like if you don't move forward toward transcendence, automatically we are moved by Maya. That's what he's saying. Is that understood?
Yes, maintenance is Maya, means just to keep things going. That's Maya. We expand it. You have to expand what is the message given. Yes. It's not maintenance means that not that we should break things. That's what I mean. It means that no. This size of the temples will always remain like this. And 10 disciples, only 10 disciples here. This is enough. That is maintenance. No. It's to continue to increase. No. Increase in quality. So, quality. When we preach Krishna consciousness, it's expected that many people are going to be attracted to come. And when people come, we have to spend time to train them. Because we are making the future leaders. All right, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.